Alma is just 30 years old, and I want to ask her what the difference is in dating now compared to when you were in your 20s. Do you notice a big difference?
I've always had a really good time. You
Yeah.
know, I've always had fun. So I don't know if it's more fun now, but I know that.
Is your checklist different now than it was before?
My checklist is different.
Okay,
yeah.
so give me a little bit of what you would have on
Well,
your checklist.
I know my boundaries now. So I know what I'm willing to put up with and what I'm not willing to put up with. So, I mean, I think that that's more what it's about. So I think when I was 20, I dated a lot of really good-looking guys.
Yeah,
And
looks were more important, I think, when you're
looks were
younger.
more important.
You're right, that's true, actually.
Yeah, more important than personality, and
Yeah.
and you know, maybe I would let a guy.
They didn't care if he was Jethro. He was cute and dumb, right?
Yeah.
No.
You know, and I was willing to let somebody not treat me as well. And now it's about being treated really well. And he played sports, professional sports, and he was quite a bit younger. And I had this inner turmoil
Yeah.
about whether I should date him or not, because I know what I'm looking for. I'm looking now just to be more serious, and I know that by
Yeah.
dating this guy that maybe that's not what it would be.
But would it be fun just to have on the roster?
Well, that's the thing. That's what my
Yeah,
friend
that was
said.
your inner turmoil,
That
right?
was my inner turmoil, right?
Yeah.
So
should I go there or not?
should I go there or not?
It'd be a good
And,
chapter in your book.
Well, but it's funny though, because I decided to go there and then he ended up being transferred, literally transferred 2 days later. So it didn't happen. But I decided that sure, why not? Right?
See, I think that's another issue that makes things a little bit more difficult when you do have a strict checklist, because it doesn't always fall that way, does it?
You know, and that's the thing, because I do have this checklist and I know what I want, but I need to be open to all possibilities,
Yeah.
and that's what I'm learning.
But that's why you should, and you know, we're going to change that right now, here now. We're going to change that. We're not going to call it a checklist, we're going to call it a guideline.
Yeah.
Because a guideline can always be altered. It can be, you know, zapped up a bit or taken down a bit, and a checklist is a little bit too formal and it's too regimented. And if you keep going to that same checklist every single time, you're just going to bypass people that could maybe fit into a different area, right?
Yeah.
Now, what about other ethnic backgrounds? Now, do you have a preference on who you would date in that department?
You know what? I've dated all kinds of guys.
It's like a Benetton commercial?
It's a bit of a Benetton commercial, but being in Vancouver, I've dated probably more of a certain race than others, only because of being in Vancouver, so you can kind of guess that. But I have dated all across the board. You know, being in my 30s compared to my 20s, I was really concerned about what my girlfriends thought about my girlfriend when I was 20. That was really important to me.
We're all guilty of having these expectations and what we will and won't go out with, but I think as you hit your 30s and as you get a little bit older, you've really got to start losing them as you hit into the 40s and 50s, because what happens there is you've really got to make it about personality, because we all change. Our looks are here for a short time in our lives.
Yeah.
And milk them while you got them.
We're
going to sign off, and we'd like to thank you all for listening and for all your comments, our YouTube friends and our subscribers, and we really appreciate your support. And I am very happy I've met Alma here. I think she's wonderful, and I hope she'll be back to do a few more shows.